Creative Thinking is now available for purchase at www.mikebowensjr.com. Get your mind right by learning how to use the tools that Mike Bowens gives in this awesome read. If you are interested in starting a daycare business, you've come to the right place. Mike Bowens has 3 different packages that you can choose from that will fit your daycare business needs. Visit www.mikebowensjr.com for more information. New releases on his new clothing line, Mogul Mentality, and Where Motivation Meets Faith, is now available for purchase. You will find sizes for men, women, children, toddlers, and infants, and more. Make sure you visit MikeBowensJr.com for all your apparels and accessories.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again live and direct. I got another powerful message for you. This message is entitled Act As If. Ooh, that's already bombs dropping on your head. Boom, 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 boom. Act as if. Woo! When we talk about faith and when we talk about business, it's acting as if you have it already. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. So that means you don't see it in the physical realm, but in your mind, you have it. In your mind, you see it. You're a visionary, right? And that allows you to speak those things as not as though they were. You can say out loud what you're achieving. You can say out loud what you have, even though you physically don't have it yet. Oh gosh, and when you start to act like you already have it, it disturbs some people. It shakes up some things because they're looking at you like, man, you're saying you have a Benz and you on the bus. Yeah, because you see yourself having it. And then you start to work towards it. Oh man, you say you in shape, but you over 350 pounds. Look how fat you are. Yeah, but I'm walking every day. Yeah, but I'm doing sit-ups every day. Yeah, but I'm eating the right foods now. Yeah, I'm drinking water every day now. Yeah, I'm taking my vitamins. Yeah, and only a matter of time, I'm going to have what I say. I'm going to have what I see in my mind. It's going to come into my life. It's going to come into my bank account. It's going to come into my business. It's going to come into my life because I have the power to create everything that I desire, right? And when you act on these principles that God has given to us, then guess what? Your whole world will begin to change. Your whole world will begin to shift. But don't give me this hocus pocus stuff and all this other stuff. You still got to put the work in. You still got to put the work in. Yeah, I prayed about it, asked God for it, and now I got to put the work in. Right? I got to put the work. I can't just sit down and say, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. I still got to put the work in. I got books that God has given me, ideas to write certain books. I still got to put the work in to write those books. I still got to get it edited. I still got to have the faith enough to package it and to market it and to put it out there and to trust that it's going to sell and it's going to reach people. It's not enough for you just to say, I have the idea. I wrote it down. I have the vision board. I tell people about it, but I'm not doing nothing to accomplish it. Man, let me tell you this story. There's a guy named G Money. I hope he sees this. This is one of the funniest guys I ever met in my life. Well, growing up in the area that I grew up in New York City, G Money would come around and we'd be standing around, all the guys, and he'll come up to us and it'd be like a Corvette parked up there. He'd be like, yeah, that's my car. We'd be like, G Money, that's not your car. He'd be like, that's my car. They'd be like, where's the keys at? Well, he like, I left the keys at my house. But later today, I'll go get those keys and I'll show you because I'm not going anywhere right now. But I'll turn it up for you. So as he's talking, sometimes somebody will come beep, beep, and get right in the car and drive off. G Money, I thought that was your car. G Money, oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying. G Money was always lying. But if G Money understood the power of acting as if, right? He could have had a vision, he could have prayed about it to God, and then he could have put in action what he was saying. He could have put in action what he was believing, right? That's like you don't have any children, and you say, you know what? We're going to act like we have some kids. So you have a room, right? And then you get the crib. Then you put the decorations on the wall. and you act as if God already has blessed your womb that you can have a child. Ooh, I'm dropping bombs on your head. Boom, 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 boom. You may not be married. And you praying, God, I want to be married. Where's my husband? Instead of you complaining about you not having it, woo, what you do? Instead of at dinner time, you make 2 plates. You make a plate for you, and you put a plate there for your husband. Even if you don't put no food on that side, because you don't want to be a person who wastes food. But you put the fork there, you put the plate there, you put the cup there. And even if they empty, and you sit there, and you say, honey, how was your day today? And then you act as if you're having a conversation with your husband. You're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. What's he talking about? I'm talking about speaking those things as not as though they were. I'm talking about acting as if. Now, people who are not born again Christians sometimes use this better than people who are. What do I mean by that? I remember I heard a story of Jim Carrey, how when he was a janitor, wrote a check to himself for $1 million or $10 million or something like that. No, he ain't go cash it, so don't you do that if you write a check to yourself. Don't you write no checks and go to the bank, you go to jail for that. So he wrote the check out that he got paid this amount of money, and he visualized himself receiving that amount of money. Put it up, folded it up, put it in his wallet, and he carried it around with him everywhere that he went. And what did it do? It motivated him to go on auditions. It motivated him to act as if he already was successful. Because see, once you see it in your mind, you can get in reality. And a lot of times your mind is your own worst enemy. It's a bomb going off. Boom! It's because what you've been trained to think from a child still is infecting you. People around you said, you're never going to be nothing. So you act like you're nothing. You ugly. Your father was ugly. You ugly. Your mother was nasty. You're nasty. So you heard that. So you act as if you're nothing. You act as if you're nasty. Your father was a loser. You're going to be a loser. So you act like you're a loser. People around you in your neighborhood that you grew up in, that you're in right now, it could be impoverished. Garbage cans on the floor. Garbage everywhere. Drug dealers, everybody's a drug dealer, everybody got their pants hanging down, sagging, right? So you see that, so now you're acting like the culture around you. But once you understand who God is and that you're made in the image of God, you understand that you don't have to act like none of those people. You act how God acts. And how does God act? God in Genesis saw that the earth was void, and he said, and it was dark. God said, let there be light. And there was light. Right? God said, let us make man in our image. Man was formed from the dust in God's image. What am I saying to you? Your situation may look down and out. Your situation may look bleak. But if you begin to act as if it's not, you begin to act like your situation is so much better. You begin to act like you're magna cum laude in school, and you go to school and you're giving it your best, and you're getting good grades. If you act as if you're going to the best college, as if you act as if you're going to the best job. I don't care if right now you're working at a job and you at the mailroom. But you iron your pants every day. You shine up your shoes every day. You iron your shirt, and you go and you shave, and you put your hair in a good, nice, decent situation, and you go to work, and you're on time, and you're working hard. Promotion don't come from man. Promotion comes from God. And so by you doing that, you're going to attract to you, you're going to meet different people who see the value in you. And it may not be that you're going to even get promoted at that job, but the people that's going to want to be around you may have knowledge that you may not have heard before. They may introduce you to a book. And by you reading this book, it may open up your mind in the area of business. And now you may say, I'm working in the mailroom, but maybe from me reading this book, I can start my own cleaning business. And because you show up on time, because you value how you look, because you shave, because you keep your hair in a certain way, because you are mannerable, guess what? Now you're making connections with other people who will want your services. And where is you was at the mailroom at a company making minimum wage. Now you have your own company because you changed your appearance, you changed how you was thinking, and you was acting as if you were successful already, and you was able to communicate and talk to other people who maybe had a higher position than you. Gave you a book, you read that book on business. Now you open up your own cleaning business, and now because of that, those people want to hire you to clean their homes. And now you're going to homes, and now you're not working for a minimum wage. Now you're setting your own prices. Now you're setting your own prices to clean their houses. Now you're cleaning multiple houses. Now you have employees. Now those employees are going to the place and cleaning out those places, and now you're the person who is in charge of them. But it all started because you acted as if. You acted as if you were successful already. You wasn't walking around with your pants sagging because everybody's walking around with their pants sagging. You wasn't walking around with your beard all out and nappy and lint all in your beard. You wasn't walking around, right, with your hair all discombobulated. Or you wasn't walking around with a short mini skirt and your boobs hanging out. No, you got dignity. No, you got pride. No, you're made in the image of God, and you carried yourself different because you started to act like you was made in the image of God. You started to act like you could do better than what you were doing. You started to act like you had arrived at a new level. And because you started acting like that, those type of people who sort of value in you came around you, right? Everything that, I got to go deep in this for a second. This may be a longer video, but I got to go deeper. Thoughts become things. Now, if you even look into scientific studies, your thoughts don't stay inside your mind. They don't stay inside your brain. Your thoughts vibrate. Your thoughts leave you. Your thoughts exude from you. So the way that you feel about yourself, it leaves you. It doesn't stay where you are. I used to just think that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, that your thoughts stay with you. But then as I started to study metaphysics and study science as well as the Bible, I started to see that your thoughts leave you. I never forget when I was a kid, and I may have said this story before, but if I did, excuse me, I'm going to say it again. I remember I was like 10 years old, and I was at the boys club, and this man came in, and he was like, I can read minds. And everybody's like, this guy is insane. He can read minds. Yes, I can read your thoughts. And he said, who would like to participate in this? Me. He picked me, you. He said, okay, give me 7 digits, 7 numbers. So first thing I'm thinking is my phone number. And at the time, my phone number was 420-9542. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. So he's like, I want you to concentrate. I want you to think. I want you to think about those 7 digits. I want you to think about those 7 numbers. So I'm sitting there in a chair, and everybody, they just looking at me. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, 420-9542. He says, I see a 4. He said, I see a 2. He said, I see a 0. He said, I see a 9. And at this point, I'm freaking out because I'm like, how is it that he knows these numbers? And I just thought about that in my mind. It's not like, it was over 200 kids there. It wasn't like they could have said, oh, we're going to pick this kid right here. Here's his phone number. I want you to memorize it. Because it could have been any kid in the whole place. It could have been a staff member. So he said, 420, right? He said, I see a 9. I see a 5. And mind you, the next 2 numbers was 4 and 2. He said, I see a 4. And I switched the last number from a 2 to 7. He said, I see a 2, but wait. Now I see a 7. I said, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this is insane. And nobody else that was there understood what I was feeling, because I knew that this man literally saw inside my mind with the numbers. And like I said, at that time, it didn't dawn on me that people actually had this power, how, I don't know, to see inside of a person's mind. And I was like, this is insane. And so from there, as I grew up, I began to study the Bible, and I began to study science. And I understood that your thoughts actually leave the atmosphere. They leave past your brain, just like your words leave and go up into the atmosphere. Even NASA has confirmed that your words actually go up into the atmosphere. Right? So that's why death and life is in the power of the tongue. That's why I don't sing every song. That's why when these rappers, like I just learned literally maybe 15 minutes ago that 200 rappers died in 2020. That means every 44 hours a rapper has died. And most of them died by gun violence, heart attack, or stabbing. Some of them died by car accidents. But if you listen to their lyrics, that's what they were saying in their lyrics. And so you shall have what you say. So they was acting as if, without realizing it, that they were dead already. That's a bomb going off. Boom! Because they was talking about death consistently in their lyrics. Just thinking that words are just words. See, words are not just words. Thoughts are not just thoughts. Your thoughts and your actions is what creates everything around you, whether you realize it or not. And it's always traveling somewhere. So when I say I'm successful, that's what you got to say it from your heart out your mouth. Say that I'm blessed. You got to say it from your heart out your mouth. Say that I'm an overcomer. You got to say it from your heart out of your mouth. Say that everything I put my hand to prospers in Jesus' name. You say it from your heart out of your mouth, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and what you say, you shall have. So you have to act as if you are successful already. You have to act as if you are healthy already. My last story, I remember I was preaching a sermon, and I prayed for a gentleman, and he's like, I need a job. I said, I want you to act as if. I want you to go out there, apply, go to some jobs and see if they're hiring. He got called for a job. The man went to the wrong building. He went to the wrong building. They weren't even hiring anybody. And they hired him on the spot. And come to find out, the place that he was supposed to go to called him and said, sir, we were waiting for you for the job interview, but you never showed up. He's like, oh my gosh. He figured out that he went to the wrong building and they hired him anyway for a job. Let me tell you something. When you're acting as if and you're walking by faith, God will make the impossible become possible. He'll take closed doors and make them open doors, so that you could say, and that you would know that there's a God that's walking with you, that's talking with you, and that knows your name, and that he would never leave you or never forsake you. And so once you have this confidence and you begin to act as if, right? You're not going to be afraid of anything, because listen, any sickness that they're going to proclaim, hey, I already act as if I am healed in Jesus' name, right? I'm not going to be worrying about everything that's happening, because I already know by his stripes I am healed. You're not looking at your bank account feeling down and out, because you got to act as if you're already a millionaire. You got to act as if your bills are already paid. You got to act as if things are already working out in Jesus' name. I hope this message inspired, encouraged somebody to act as if, because you're going higher this year in Jesus' name. If you haven't subscribed, hit that like button, hit that share button, and let's continue to move forward by faith. Until next time, this is your man Mike Bowens signing off, saying be blessed.
www.mikebowensjr.com for all your daycare consulting, apparel, and creative thinking. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.